Hello, everybody. How's everybody doing? Thank you. Thank you, little man. What's going on? One, two, one, two, three. Thank you very much, everybody. And welcome to Bird and Beckett. Bird and Beckett. Let's give a big hand for Mr. Essiet Essiet on the bass. Miss Sylvia Cuenca on the drums. And I'm Ron Jackson on the 7-string guitar. Thank you for coming out. Really appreciate it. And so does anybody know the name of that song? I mean, I know you do. How about you? Brandy, good, great job, great job. So Brandy's actually, I don't know where that vinyl is. Yeah, but I want to show you my new album. Actually, I recorded that song. It's called Standards and My Songs. And I got to tell you a little story because these guys heard it about 10 times already. So yeah, this album was I recorded this last year, and it came out last year, and it features that song Brandy. It's one of the cuts. And I took a lot of songs that I loved, and I actually made them into jazz tunes like that one. So so what happened was like last year sometime on Instagram, the guy who wrote this song, Elliot Laurie, is a friend of mine on Instagram. He said, "I love this version, man." So he's like, "Wow, Ron, it's really cool." And what happened was, he says, I told him I asked him, "Where you live?" He says, "I live in Hollywood." I said, "Well, I'm going to be in Los Angeles in April," so that was this year. So what happened was, he said, "Why don't you come over and meet me in Hollywood, and I'll invite you for a drink?" So it was really interesting. So I got to talk to this guy about this song this year. Actually, I think this was after I played here, so I never told you this story. She never heard this, Eric. So anyway, what happened was, I went to his, me and my wife met him. We were going to the NAMM show in LA, and so we went to Hollywood and met him at this fancy kind of bar restaurant, and he told us the whole story about Brandy, and how 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 the song came about. So this guy, if you heard him, where do you think he was from when you heard the song? Where do you think he was from? Nova Scotia? Wow. Well, guess where he's from? He's from Brooklyn, New York. Like downtown Brooklyn, near Coney Island. That's where he was from. That band called Looking Glass was a college band out of New Brunswick, New Jersey. They were going to Rutgers University. And they got signed when they were in college. And it was a college band. So he was telling me the whole story like this. I was like, wow, that's a wild story. And so when he was in the studio recording the song, they said to him, when you're singing, Elliot, please enunciate. So that's why he sang it like that. You think he was from like the Midwest, but he was from Brooklyn, straight out of Brooklyn. And if you look at a video of him, man, he has really long hair, like real Brooklyn looking. But now he doesn't look like that. So that band basically disbanded, I think 5 years or 10 years after that. Then he moved to Hollywood and became a music supervisor for 20th Century Fox until like 10 years ago, and then he started playing out again. So really interesting story, but a really cool guy. If you go to my Instagram, you'll see my pictures with him with me. So we're gonna continue now. That was a great story. So just so you know, the Red Hot Chili Peppers did play that song in their concerts too. I was like, wow. Yeah. So anyway, we're gonna play a song right now. It's on my first album on 7-string guitar, which is called Standards and Other Songs. And this is called Pensativa. And that smoke is getting to my throat, man. Let me tune up real quick. We got a lot of strings to tune up here. I heard that. Pensativa by Claire Fisher. Oh yeah, so I'm gonna do a public service. I want to tell everybody in the public too. Hi everybody, internet world. See you worldwide web. No, no. Just so you know, I'd like to thank my sponsors. We have a couple of sponsors. We have actually about 5 sponsors for this tour. We're on this tour right now called the Still Standing Tour. So last year it was called Whatever's Open Tour because everything was closed. Actually, last year I did a tour and everything was closed down. So let me show you my goodies here. So we'd like to thank this company called Rock Lock. PSA, everybody.
Well, if you want them to hear it on the internet, you'll have to use the mic.
Oh, really? Sorry.
We can hear it, but if you want your sponsors to hear it, you're going to need to
Okay, here's my friend Magic Mike. So I'd like to thank my sponsors. One company is called Rock Lock for you guitar players. I met these guys actually at the NAMM show, and they're one of my sponsors. And this is like a quick change, quick release guitar strap locking system. So here's what happens. I'll show you.
Wow.
Yeah, and you go like this. Huh? It's cool. Presto. So that's one of my sponsors. And check them out. If you use my code 15Ron Jackson on Amazon, you get 15% off. Okay? And they're a proud sponsor of our tour. And also I'd like to thank Seymour Duncan. They're the guys who make the pickups. And they just actually put a post about me on Instagram yesterday. And I got so many views. I was like, I'm famous again. I'm just kidding. But anyway, and then also, who else is there? Oh yes, Reunion Blues, the gig bag company, and also Pig Hog Cables. Okay, and the last one is City Jazz Jazz Sessions out of St. Louis. They do this great podcast that invites jazz musicians from all over the country, all over the world, and they help support the tour too. So let's give them a big hand, everybody. Yeah. And Essie's gonna be a sponsor next. I'm just kidding. Okay, so we're gonna continue now with one of my songs. That's on my new album again. And so that last song was actually from my first 7-string record. Now, if you want to know more about 7-string guitar, please ask me after. Oh, I know. Do I know you?
Yes, we met at Keith's.
Oh, yes. You're the guitar player. Yeah. How's it going, man?
Good. How are you?
Wow, good. Good to see you.
Thank you. Yeah.
Wait a second. Say your name again.
Kai.
Oh, yeah, Kai. I know you. Yeah, I've been following you for a while now. I've been looking through the internet going, just surfing the internet. And so, no, I'm just kidding. But yeah, welcome, Kai. Thank you, Kai, for coming. So we're going to play a song right now that I wrote called From Dusk to Dawn. That's on my new album, called that album there. And this is going to feature everybody. Essiet Essiet. Sylvia Cuenca. So, does anybody know who these guys are on this shirt? Oh, sorry. Let me get my friends out here. Does anybody know the names of these guys on this shirt here? Kai, you know everybody? These are my 7-string jazz guitar heroes.
I don't know Howard.
Oh, who's the first guy?
Bucky Pizzarelli.
Yes. So Bucky was the guy that got me playing 7-string guitar. I used to study with him. Great teacher, great guy, and really great guy, really nice guy. And when I was taking lessons with him, I was taking 6-string guitar lessons with him. He was always trying to con me into playing 7-string. So he finally convinced me. But remember, everybody, when you play 7-string, you still play 6-string. It's the other way around that's a problem. So I'm learning 8-string right now too. It's kind of a pain, but you know about 8-string guitars? No, you sir? He's like, no. I'm pointing to you. No, he's like, no. He's like, no. Yeah. So anyway, we'll talk about that later. Who's the second guy? You don't know? Howard Alden, the great Howard Alden. No, you never heard these guys before, no? No? Never. You're a guitar player too, no? Who's the next guy? Yeah, there's two. Oh, yeah, there's a Howard Paul too. Howard Paul is the president of Benedetto Guitars. He's a great 7-string player, and this is a Benedetto guitar, just in case you guys don't know that. It's a handmade guitar. It's a hand-carved guitar. It's the best guitar I've ever owned, actually. This took about 15 months to build, and to get a black color, I didn't know it was that difficult to make a color that was completely black. Okay, and then so the next guy is Jimmy Bruno. He's great, and I just saw him last week at the Rocky Mountain Archetype Guitar Festival. And the next person, you know the next person?
John Pizzarelli?
Yes, Bucky's son. Actually, Bucky, his name John actually, So that's John Picciarelli Jr. Yes? Oh, sorry. Did I skip George? Oh, yeah. Sorry about that. I skipped George. Who's George? Oh, George Barnes didn't play 7-string. This is the godfather of 7-string guitar. George Van Epps. He started tuning the guitar, the 7-string, to a low A back in the 1930s. Can you believe it or not? And you know what's really funny about that? A lot of the progressive rock guys who follow me on social media are going, hey, man, 7-string and jazz, man, that's wild, man. They think that progressive rock created it, but it was actually the first. Did you have progressive rock in the 1930s? Nope. So you know what I mean? Yeah. So it was George Van Epps was very, very innovative. And then you have famous West Coast guy Lenny. No one knows Lenny Bro. Yeah. And then Steve. Anybody know? Steve Masikowski out of New Orleans, or Steve Haberman out of Washington, D.C. And then the last guy is Ron. Ron who?
Jackson.
Or the great Ron Este out of the Los Angeles area. He's a great 7-string player. You know him, don't you? Wow. So you guys learned something new today. Give yourselves a hand. Yes. Yay, yeah. Yeah, so we're going to continue now. Yeah, he's a great player. Yeah, see, he knows. So we're going to play a song off my new album. This is a song about walking down the street in New York City, or maybe even San Francisco nowadays. Okay? So when you're walking down the street and someone's walking behind you, what do? You walk fast. And the smoke gets in my throat. Need a little water there. And we'll take a little break maybe after this one. How was that, Eric? Yes, okay. The smoke. So everybody, so I try to use my 7-string a lot on, when in the trio setting. So I'll do it again. Thank you very much. Sylvia Cuenca on the drums, Essiet Essiet on the bass, and I'm Ron Jackson on the 7-string guitar. We're going to take a small break and be right back. Please support Bird and Beckett. They're a great organization. And come by and buy a million of their books, because we need more books, and I need to read more books myself, actually. Buy them and send them to me? Okay, sure. Yeah, if you enjoy what you're hearing, I have books too. I have my book right here called Chords at Your Fingertips. I write for Acoustic Guitar Magazine, and I have 3 books out with them, and these are one of them. And so come check it out. And check out my merch, and I'll sign my T-shirts. Oh, I'll sign my vinyls, excuse me. And we'll talk during the break. Thank you. We'll be right back. Thank you. Woo, woo. Thank you very much. That was a tune called Roundabout. That's on my latest album called Standards and My Songs. And that song was dedicated to a friend of mine. He actually commissioned the song on this album. He passed away actually in April last year of this disease called aphasia. And does anybody know what aphasia is? So you know, you've been hearing about Bruce Willis, no? He's out of commission. That's what he had actually, and it's like a form. It's a form of Parkinson's, and so he actually passed away from this last year, and so this song was actually dedicated to him. It's a great song that he loved to hear. He was a real party guy at one time, and then he passed away from that, unfortunately. So there's a record coming out that his wife is producing with a bunch of jazz musicians in New York, and that's going to be coming out very soon with all kinds of cool tunes. So let's give a big hand for Miss Sylvia Cuenca on the drums, and Mr. Essiet Okon Essiet on the bass, all the way from Nigeria. Thank you for coming by. And I'm Ron Jackson on the 7-string guitar. Thank you. So let's I'd like to play a song off my first 7-string album, and this album was called Standards and Other Songs, and that record, just so you know, both these records were top 100 records in 2019 and 2022, on the jazz radio charts, and this song was written by David Fathead Newman. Well, actually made famous by David Fathead Newman. And it's a really cool swinging tune called Hard Times. we have time for 10 more. Oh, just kidding. How much time we got? We got 10 minutes, no? Yeah. So let's thank Eric again for having this wonderful establishment, and please follow him and support him everywhere you can. And remember, books are very important. So again, we're gonna play one more song for you, and I like to play. I always like to play one song that's up tempo on a gig, because when I was at Berkeley years ago, one of my great ensemble teachers told us one time, hey Cass, man, you know, you got to play as slow as possible every day and fast as possible every day. You know, you ever know Ed Tomasi? He was a teacher at Berkeley. You know, it's really funny. I live in Teaneck, New Jersey now, of all places, and there's a great saxophone multi-instrumentalist named Scott Robinson. You might have heard of him. He plays you know Scott, don't you? Yeah. You know, he used to be my ensemble teacher at Berkeley. It's kind of funny. So he's like a big friend of mine now. So it's kind of weird. But this is a song off that record here called Standards, and other songs. This is called From This Moment On. Start up. One, two, three, four.
you, Ron.
Thank you, Eric.
Thank you to the rhythm section over here. Essiet, Sylvia, you guys gonna be back in a couple nights?
That's right.
That's right.
With Chew Tobacco.
Yeah, Chew Tobacco.
Chew Tobacco.
Yeah.
Chew Tobacco.
Is that where they got that Star Wars characters? Was that really from the
Chewbacca.
That is so cool.
Chewbacca? What was his name?
I didn't know George Lucas was that cool.
He is cool.
Well, there you go. Now we know it. All right. Thank you so much for coming out. Good luck on the road.
Thank you. Yeah, so everybody, so this is our still standing tour. So we're going to be performing a few more nights. We're going to be playing tomorrow in San Jose, in Mamakin. And then I'm playing Friday at Mr. Tipples. And then we're going up north to Ashland, Oregon. Then Salem, Oregon, and then 1905 in Portland. And then we're going down to Dunsmuir for the Pops Jazz Festival.
Sweet.
With this wonderful trio. Let's give them a big hand.
So, what's your date at Mr. Tipples? What time? Friday?
Yeah, 9 p.m.
9 p.m. All right.
Is that too late for you?
No, we're still in the rhythm section, I guess, that night.
Yeah, yeah.
I'm
going to be
sorry.
playing with Adam Schulman and who's that drummer? Everyone is not named down.
You can't go wrong.
Yes,
You'll be
you
okay.
can't go wrong.
Yeah.
He's one of the big areas.
Great martinis at Mr. Tipples, but don't drink 3.
Don't
Okay,
drink.
take my